Welcome to WEBN Sports. I'm Ben Aliber.
And I'm Simon Pelzman. We begin tonight in Tampa Bay, the host of Super Bowl 55. The reigning champion Kansas City Chiefs took on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday night for the Lombardi Trophy. Would the Chiefs win back-to-back, or would the Bucs take home the Super Bowl on home turf? Who would hoist the Lombardi, Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady? Let's go to the highlights. Starting off, late in the first quarter, Tom Brady threw a touchdown pass to Rob Gronkowski to take a 7-3 lead. Then, in the final seconds of the first half, Tom Brady threw a touchdown to Antonio Brown to extend their lead to 21-6. Early in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs had one last chance to put some points on the board, and Patrick Mahomes had a Herculean effort to try to get this ball into the end zone, bouncing off of Tyreek Hill's helmet. Tom Brady would end up hoisting his 7th Super Bowl trophy, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won Super Bowl 55 on their home turf. We now bring in our NFL correspondent, Cooper Sherman, to give us his thoughts on Tampa's win over the Chiefs. Cooper, take it away.
Thanks, Simon. This past Sunday, Tom Brady won an unprecedented 7th Super Bowl. With this win, Tom Brady cements his status even further as the greatest player in NFL history, as if he hadn't cemented his GOAT status already after his 6th Super Bowl win. Brady has not only shut the door being the greatest, he has deadbolted it. No one's getting in that door. People ask, is Brady the GOAT of all GOATs, compared with Michael Jordan and Serena Williams? We could debate this for years to come, but I say, stop all the comparing and just appreciate greatness. Congratulations to Tom Brady on his illustrious career, so far. Believe it or not, the game wasn't all about Brady. This Super Bowl will be remembered for the stand-up performance from the Bucs defense and the troubled Chiefs offensive line. Losing 2 offensive tackles due to injury changed their O-line significantly. Andy Reid needed to make some changes to combat this obvious weakness. He could have gone with a 6th blocker on the line or utilized an extra tight end. Reid failed to adapt his normal game plan, and the team paid the price for it. Mahomes was sacked 3 times and was pressured a Super Bowl record 29 times. Todd Bowles was praised for his defensive sets in the game, taking away underneath throws and allowing the pass rushers to get after the quarterback. Although the Super Bowl was disappointing for the legacy of Patrick Mahomes, this loss is not going to be his downfall. He's still very young and in the prime of his career. This loss was hardly Mahomes' fault, as he was scrambling all game, never really able to get set. With poor offensive line play and multiple drops from his receivers, his team did not help him out much. Patrick Mahomes still has the ability to be a Hall of Fame QB. Sure, he may not live up to the standards of Brady, but are we really expecting him to? I think not. This 25-year-old phenom should not be discouraged by this loss, as he still has a bright career ahead of him. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Back to Simon and Ben.
Thanks, Cooper. Coming up after the break, see how the Celtics fared out west against the Utah Jazz. Stay with us. Welcome back to WEBN Sports. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes underwent surgery on Wednesday. Mahomes suffered a torn plantar plate in his left foot in the divisional round win against the Cleveland Browns. The 25-year-old will endure several months of rehab but is expected to make a full recovery.
Desean Watson's future with the Houston Texans remains uncertain. Watson's representation has made it clear through both formal requests and back channels that he has no interest in returning to play for Houston next year. Texans' new management said that they have no interest in letting him go. Things are shaping up to end in a standoff, and this situation is one that will change the landscape of the 2021 season and beyond. The New York Jets, Miami Dolphins, and Denver Broncos are the favorites to agree to a trade package with Houston.
The Philadelphia Eagles are reportedly hearing offers for quarterback Carson Wentz. The former number 2 overall pick is currently on the training block after being benched for rookie quarterback Jalen Hurts last season. Chicago Bears and Indianapolis Colts are currently the front runners, but with negotiations dying down, we can expect a trade any day now.
In other quarterback news, Russell Wilson is frustrated with the Seahawks. Wilson appeared on the Dan Patrick Show last week and shed light on his frustrations regarding a lack of input on the team's personnel moves. Wilson is also reportedly fed up with the amount of hits that he takes year after year and the Seahawks' inability to solidify their offensive line. Wilson has been the most sacked quarterback in the NFL over the past 9 years, taking 394 sacks in that span. The Boston Celtics took on the Utah Jazz on Tuesday night. The Jazz entered the game with the best win-loss record in the NBA, while the Celtics came in sitting fourth in the Eastern Conference. Could the Celtics pull off the road upset? Let's check out the highlights. Midway through the third quarter, Donovan Mitchell hit a step-back three, which ended up being a 4-point play to extend their lead to 7. Then, late in the third, Joe Ingles threw a nice lob to Rudy Gobert to take a 13-point lead going into the fourth. Then, after a Celtics streak, Jason Tatum hit a pull-up jumper to cut into the lead to 4. Finally, to ice the game, Donovan Mitchell hit a step-back three to make it a 12-point game. With the final score 122-108, the Jazz managed to pull it out at the end.
Legendary former head coach Marty Schottenheimer has passed away at the age of 77. Schottenheimer is one of the 8 all-time coaches with 200 or more wins. Schottenheimer's coaching tree is one of the most expansive in all of sports, with 17 of his former assistants being hired for coaching jobs after working with him. During his career, Schottenheimer was the head coach for the Browns, Washington football team, Chiefs, and Chargers. WEBN sends our condolences to the Schottenheimer family. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to WEBN Sports. Derrick Rose is going back to the Big Apple. The New York Knicks agreed to trade for Rose for the second time in 4 years on Sunday afternoon. Rose was traded for Dennis Smith Jr. and a mid-second round pick in the 2021 NBA Draft. Rose rejoins the Knicks from the Detroit Pistons, averaging 14 points and 4 assists per game. The Knicks currently sit at 9th in the Eastern Conference, 2 games behind a playoff spot.
LaMelo Ball made NBA history on Monday. The Charlotte Hornets rookie set a league and franchise record on Monday in a game against the Houston Rockets, hitting 7 shots from behind the arc. Ball tied a franchise record for most threes made by a rookie in a game. Ball also became the youngest player in NBA history with 7 threes in a game at 19 years and 7 months. Ball ended up finishing the game with 24 points and 10 assists.
The UNC and Miami college basketball game was postponed after videos surfaced of 2 UNC players partying maskless after their win against Duke. The ACC was forced to postpone the game to adhere to health and safety protocols amidst the global pandemic. UNC resumes its season with a game against Virginia on Saturday, and Miami continues against Notre Dame on Sunday.
Major League Baseball announced new health and safety protocols for the 2021 season. Some key changes highlighted are more rigorous contact tracing, stricter coronavirus protocols, and increased discipline for those who violate these new guidelines. Players will undergo daily temperature checks, nasal swab tests at least every other day, and monthly antibody testing. Personnel may not attend gatherings of over 10 people, dine indoors at restaurants, or work out in gyms not affiliated with the MLB.
Mikko Koivu has announced his retirement after 21 years in the NHL. The 37-year-old had played his entire career for the Minnesota Wild until this past fall. Koivu signed a 1-year contract with the Columbus Blue Jackets last season. Koivu finishes his career with over 700 total points and a gold medal champion from the 2011 IIHF World Championship Games. Koivu is the all-time leader in both points and games played for the Minnesota Wild.
The New York Rangers and Boston Bruins faced off Wednesday night in what was a 700th meeting between the 2 Original 6 clubs. The Rangers came into the game 4-5-2, while the 8-1-2 Bruins rode in with a 3-game winning streak and as the divisional leaders. Can the red-hot black and gold extend it to 4? To Madison Square Garden we go. We start off at the Rangers on a power play. Panarin takes a shot, but is blocked by Chris Wagner. Can Walpole need have tied up? Breakaway Desean scores! We then head to the third, just over 11 minutes zapped. Pass to Andre Spork, who gets it back from Jake DeBrusk, and puts the Bruins up front 2-1. And not even 3 minutes later, the Rangers, can they fire back? Shot from the blue line, and Tippin scores! 2-2, but now we head to overtime. Brad Marchand gets a puck from Charlie McAvoy on a breakaway. Brad Marchand, 63, Deke scores! Makes the Bruins 3-2, and they extend their win streak to 4.
All month long, WEBN Sports is celebrating Black History Month by highlighting prominent African Americans who have made a difference in the Boston community. Tonight, we honor Willie O'Ree. Often referred to as the Jackie Robinson of the NHL, O'Ree broke hockey's color barrier with the Boston Bruins in 1958 in a 3-0 win against the Montreal Canadiens. O'Ree continues to promote inclusion in the NHL, serving as the NHL's diversity ambassador since 1998. Stay tuned all month long as WEBN celebrates Black History Month.
Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. Thank you for watching WEBN Sports. For more coverage and content, be sure to follow us at WEBN Sports on Twitter and visit our website, WEBN.TV. Until next time, I'm Ben Aliber.
And I'm Simon Pelzman. Stay safe and have a good night.